Hey everybody, it's Laurie-Ann here, and it is Monday at 5, and this is the Facebook Live show. In case this is the first time that you're joining, I am a reformed, painfully shy gal who knew what the tile floors look like more than people's faces, and I went from that to becoming a professional speaker. So I'm just going to actually share this over in my group, my private community, which is Entrepreneurs Making an Impact. In case you are not over there, because that's where all the great action happens, let's just share. So while people are jumping on, I will just say I am feeling so much better than I was last week. Last week I realized that I had to cut the show short because I was starting to feel like I was going into a coughing fit, and that's never good for the show, but I am feeling so much better. And today we are talking about there is no visibility DNA. No, none. It's not in your DNA that makes you better at being visible. I say the exact same thing about speaking. There is no speaker DNA. Yeah, imagine that. Like everybody that you've ever seen speak, they all started with their very first speech. That's all. That's the only difference between you, who might have 0 speeches, or maybe you've done 5 or 10 and you feel like you're still getting in your groove. Well, like you're going to get there, and it's just about doing the work. So the same exact thing is true about visibility. You might be comparing yourselves to other people saying, yeah, but look at them. They make it look so easy, or it comes easy for them. And then we start comparing. And you've probably heard me say, a lot of times we compare our backstage to somebody else's front stage, meaning you might be looking at a big influencer and saying, God, they're so comfortable in front of the camera. Oh, like you're reading their social media posts and like, God, they always say something like, oh, that's exactly what I needed to hear. But I can't do that. But what you have to remember is that, we all started with one. We all started with our very first social media post. We all started with our very first Facebook Live, with our very first Instagram story. I mean, I think back to like my time on like Instagram when I was first, okay, let's open the account because I think that's what I'm supposed to do. And that, like when I talk about Instagram, that's all as I became a business mentor and speaking strategist. That was a new platform for me. I had been on like LinkedIn and Facebook, but I hadn't been using Facebook for my speaking business really at all. And it was just like something that you just start. And I started and put out my first post and then my second post. And yeah, if you're wondering, yeah, but did you always know what to say? No, in the beginning, I got that little bit like, hey, fingers on the keyboard, deer in the headlight look, because I didn't know what to talk about until I had a different perspective. And you've heard me say over and over again, my job, your job, that is to take care from the neck up. This muscle up here, the brain, this computer, you have to take care of that. When you take care of the stuff from the neck up, the neck down takes care of itself. So that is exactly what we're going to be talking about today, is about visibility, and that it really is an even playing field. Just somebody's already been playing on that field a little bit longer than you when it's the first time that you're stepping onto the field. That's the only difference. But it's not like it's in their DNA and you don't have the right makeup to get visible. So a couple of things I just want to share with you. One, I got a great surprise, a free training that is going to be coming up real soon. And I'm just going to jump right into, and I'm going to be talking about that at the end. So the first thing I want you to think about is, well, what does visibility mean to you? Whether you have an accountability partner and you have this discussion about what is visibility, or you journal about it. But really, like, what does visibility mean for you? And if you're watching the replay or you're right here live, I mean, like, love to know. Type in replay and, like, let me know, like, here's what visibility means for me. Where is visibility for you? Because there are all different types of visibility. And let me share with you some different types of visibility. There's social media posts, meaning like it could be Instagram, it could be YouTube, creating videos, it could be Facebook, because on Facebook you can both be putting posts and also doing videos, either uploading videos or doing Facebook Lives like we're doing right here. There's LinkedIn. There's, like creating videos for YouTube or Vimeo. Vimeo. I suddenly forgot the name of it. There are all different types. Maybe it's blogging. Maybe you're doing guest articles or guest blogs for other people. That's a form of visibility. Here's one that might surprise you. In-person networking. I'm a big fan of that one, by the way. And I think because I've been building my business online, and because I came from the professional speaking where I would go places and actually speak on stages, that I missed that in person. And so I just had to get out. This is about a year ago that I decided that I needed to get out and go to more in-person events. And there's a couple that I go to that routinely, they are in my calendar all the time. And I really enjoy that sort of visibility. But that counts. So maybe you feel like, well, but I haven't been getting visible, but oh, I am doing that. I mean, I would consider that a form of visibility. Because you're getting out, you are talking to other business owners, and you are letting them know what you do and how you can help them and how they can refer people to you. Those are the sort of conversations that you want to be having. So just to think about, what is visibility to you? What is it going to mean? What is it going to look like? A lot of times we get, I think, a little hard on ourselves. And visibility has to mean X, Y, and Z. And I'm not doing X, Y, and Z. So I want to encourage you to be easy on yourself. So let's just say, clean slate here. Let's say you either haven't been consistent with your visibility. Getting out there, getting seen, letting people know what you do. Let's just say you haven't been consistent with it. Or you might be brand new and you're just I don't know how to do this. How do I get out there? So both of them, I want you to decide, what exactly does visibility mean for you? What does it look like? And again, I'm going to encourage you so much to go easy on yourself, that you don't have to feel like you have to do all of these platforms at once. No. Find what's going to work for you. Start with, where are my clients? Now, if your clients are on multiple platforms, I'm still going to encourage you, if you haven't been doing this at all, pick a platform. Maybe it's Facebook. I'm going to do some posting. I might do a Facebook Live. I know that always sounds scary to people. I'm going to be offer to be a guest expert in other people's groups. Whatever it is that you want to do, but I want you to go easy on yourself. And the other thing that I want you to add to it, how can I be consistent? Because it's really about consistency. I'd rather you only post or do a Facebook Live twice a week than 3 times this week, and then you don't show up again for another month. Does that make sense? Consistency. Like this Facebook show is every week at Mondays at 5. And I still showed up even though I was sick. I was feeling okay, but then, I was starting to go into my little coughing fit. But to decide just here's how I'm going to be consistent. I've had some people say, I need to schedule in the Facebook Lives. Exactly. Schedule it in. This 5 p.m. This is on my calendar forever right now until I decide to change the time. So you get to decide, what's it going to look like? How are you going to be visible? Go easy on yourself and pick a platform. Or if you're great with like picking multiple platforms, perfect, pick a couple of platforms and just decide how you're going to be consistent with those. If there are networking events that you enjoy going to, in-person events, put them in your calendar so that you show up routinely. Because just like online, people love to see your face. They see it over and over again, and they start to associate you. Oh yeah, she does X, Y, and Z. So that's another way. I want to encourage you to be consistent, because that consistency is what builds that know, like, and trust factor with people. I'm just looking over here at my notes because I wanted to make sure that I covered everything. But being visible, like I said, there isn't a DNA that's going to make somebody more successful at being visible than others. No, it's like a muscle. My very first Facebook Live, I'm sure it wasn't very good. I should go back and look at that. But I'm sure that it wasn't very good. But I've gotten better the more that I've been doing it. And you might say, yeah, Laurie-Ann, but, you're a professional speaker. Yeah, but before that, I was a painfully shy girl. And again, I gave my first speech at some point, and then build, and showed up and did the work and did the practicing. And I've done many, many public speaking events. So that muscle is a little bit stronger. But when I first started doing Facebook Lives, it was a little weird. Yes, I'll admit it. And I hear it all the time. People say, I feel awkward. I don't feel confident talking in front of the camera. I feel like I'm being judged. I feel like I need to see people. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Well, trust me, doing a Facebook Live, it's just another muscle. And the more that you do it, the better you'll get. But it all starts with doing one. So I just want to give you an extra tip about if you're seriously considering doing Facebook Lives, but you are so it's almost fearful, and that fear can be very paralyzing when you think about but other people might be watching. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to feel judged. You can actually put the settings to only you. You can change those settings right there as you are going live, and you can do the live and nobody else has to see it except for you. Yeah. So if that will help you build up that muscle and build up that courage to start going live on a regular basis, then do that for a little while. Get your feet wet with the Facebook Lives. That is a setting that is on your phone and maybe even the desktop. The only reason why I'm not particularly sure of that right now is because I actually use Ecamm when I do these Facebook Lives on Mondays for a variety of reasons. So that's just to recap what we've been talking about. Visibility is, it's not in your DNA. There are certain things that you can do, but the first thing I want you to do, either you journal or talk it out with somebody, is what does visibility mean for you? That's the first thing that I want you to do. And then how am I going to get visible? What will visibility get for me? Because maybe that's the finish line so that you can see that's what I'm going for. This is why I'm doing this. And then how are you going to be visible? And go easy on yourself. Don't feel like you have to be on every single platform. You have to be doing everything perfectly. No, just pick a platform, be consistent with it. That is the magic word, is to be consistent with it. Excuse me. So super curious, if you're watching the replay, if you're here live, just let me know what has been a valuable tip from today's episode about there is no visibility DNA. Because now I want to share with you special training that's coming up. It's starting next week. It is called the Visibility for Introverts. It's going to be a free training. It's going to start Monday, right here, Monday the 24th at 5 p.m. And then it will also be Wednesday and Thursday of next week at 11 a.m. And all of those times are Eastern Standard Time. And this is going to be to help you feel more confident and more comfortable about getting visible. And that's all starting next week. It's going to be right here in this Facebook community only. So if you have a friend, if you know somebody who's really going to need this sort of a training, that they would really benefit from learning about visibility for introverts, then invite them here into my Facebook community, which is called Entrepreneurs Making an Impact. And we're just going to have some fun, because the whole purpose why I'm doing this is because I want you to get out there. I want you to get out there. I want you to be building your business, using social media, using these platforms, especially if you are working from home and you're just like, I'm just not sure like how to go about doing this, or I just don't feel comfortable, I don't feel confident with my skills to get out there and get visible. And we're going to be talking about a whole lot next week, not just Facebook Lives, but also about content that you feel really good about and feels natural for you. So those are some of the things that we are going to be talking about next week during the free Visibility for Introverts training. It starts Monday, and then it's Wednesday and Thursday. It is a 3 free day training. Try saying that 3 times fast. You guys all have a great night, and love to hear from you. And what did you get? What did you find to be the most valuable tip that I shared tonight? Have a great evening.